Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a wonderful week. And today we're looking at LEGO themes that I think should make a return. Now originally I was going to do a top 10 list. However, I realized that most of these themes I actually love and adore and I couldn't actually put them in a list. So this is basically just 10 themes that I'd love to return. And of course, this is my personal opinion. So I'm sure there's themes on this list that you'll be thinking, why has he put this here? And there's probably themes missing that you love. So coming at number 10, we have LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean. This theme released back in 2011 and it was the theme which got me back into collecting LEGO and pretty much kicked off a lifelong addiction and the reason why my wallet's always empty. This, of course, is based on the Pirates of the Caribbean films, and we only ever saw one proper wave release of Pirates of the Caribbean. We had 4 sets based on the first 3 films, and a bunch of sets based on the 4th film, as it was released at a similar time. And there are so many fantastic sets in this wave. I especially love the sets based on the first 3 films. The Isla de Muerte is a great cheap set, and it comes with some fantastic minifigures. My favorite all-time set from this wave is definitely the Black Pearl. And it's one of my favorite LEGO sets of all time. This wave introduced so many new molds and characters. Some of my favorites being Jack Sparrow with his molded hat piece and hairpiece, as well as David Jones and most of his crew members all look really great. Now, this wave did make a small return back in 2017 for the last Pirates of the Caribbean film, where we got Salazar's ship, which was a really great build, but unfortunately this led to nowhere, and we got no more sets. Now, this is a theme I can't ever see returning with full sets and all these different play sets, but I could see something kind of similar to Lord of the Rings, where we get like one set a year. We can get a brand new Black Pearl with, more pieces and more characters and just like more to the build, as well as finally getting a Flying Dutchman, which I think is like, for me, it's like the LEGO set which got away. It's one of my most wanted LEGO sets of all time, and it's a real shame that the theme got cancelled before we could actually get one. Coming in at number 9, we have another short-lived theme, and that is Power Miners. This theme released all the way back in 2009, and it was discontinued in 2010, so it definitely did not last long. And this was a theme that I absolutely loved as a kid. Now, unfortunately, I didn't actually collect any of these sets, but I used to look at them in different catalogs and LEGO books and just wish that I could afford these sets. And there's so many great sets and builds and minifigures to this wave. And it's packed full of these different crazy mining tools and these crazy vehicles like these massive drillers and these diggers. And the rock monsters, which are the villains of these sets, also look really great. You get some really fun ones in minifigure form as well as big figure form. So this was another fantastic theme which has some great builds and some really cool iconic minifigures. And it's a real shame that this theme only lasted 1 year. Coming in at number 8 was my favorite childhood TV shows, and that was SpongeBob. And this theme started all the way back in 2006 and lasted into 2012. And during that time, we got tons of iconic builds like the Krusty Krab, the Jump Bucket, and of course, houses for all the main characters. And I wanted these sets so bad when I was a kid, but unfortunately, I didn't actually get any. Now, as a lot of these sets were made all the way back in 2006, they haven't aged the best, and some of the builds are a little bit bare, especially on the insides. And kind of similar to the minifigures, a lot of them are hit or miss. Some of them actually look really great with the new mold pieces, and some of them are a little bit cursed. And kind of similar to what I said about Pirates of the Caribbean, it could be like Lord of the Rings, where once a year we get a different kind of collector SpongeBob set. So one year we get a really big detailed Krusty Krab with tons of new minifigures. Another year we get all the homes. We get SpongeBob, Patrick's, and Squidward's home. And I think with how good the current Lego collector sets actually look, these could be some amazing sets. And definitely with the nostalgia factor, I think they could sell really well. So hopefully one day we will see some SpongeBob sets return. Coming in at number 7, we have the Western theme. Now, I'm a massive fan of the Old West, and my love for this actually started all the way back in 2010 when I first played Red Dead Redemption. And since then, I've been kind of obsessed with this era. I love consuming different movies and TV shows about it, documentaries, and books. So this is one of the coolest themes I've ever seen. But unfortunately, these sets were released all the way back in 1996, so a little bit before my time. And there's so many fantastic different sets. We get smaller sets where you just get some bandits and a horse, you get some soldiers, as well as some bigger, cooler sets like Sheriff's Lockup, as well as the bandits' hideout. And also, we have one of my favorite named LEGO sets of all time, and that is Fort Legorado, which is a really great looking set and has tons of great minifigures. Kind of similar to Castle and Pirates and the Viking theme, they've made like a small comeback where we've got like the one-off set recently. So I'd love to see like another Western themed set, maybe like a saloon or a small Western town, or maybe like a cool train robbery. There's just so much potential from the Old West. Coming in at number 6 is another of my favorite childhood franchises, and that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This theme released back in 2013 and only lasted a year. The theme was primarily based on the Nickelodeon show at the time, and that was a little bit past my time. I was more of a fan of the early 2000s show, but it was still a fantastic wave and gave us so many iconic turtle characters and villains. I absolutely adore the headpiece and the turtle shell for the turtles. They all look great. As well as characters like Shredder and Splinter also look really fantastic. We also get other iconic turtle characters like Krang and Baxter, as well as April O'Neil. And all the sets themselves are actually really fun and creative. We get some iconic builds like the Turtle Lair and the Shell Razor. So it was a really great first wave. And we did also get a second wave which was based on the Ninja Turtle film. And well, the builds themselves aren't the worst. The turtles are kind of things of nightmares. And unfortunately, the movie did flop. And I don't think these sets were that popular. And the theme ended here before we could ever really get like a proper second wave. And we also missed out on some iconic characters like Casey Jones, Bebop, and Rocksteady. I know it's probably really fun if they did sets based on the different iterations of Turtles, like the original cartoon, the early 2000s cartoon, which is the one that I grew up on, and some of the comic books. There's a lot of potential for this theme, and I would love to see that come back in some form or another. Coming in at number 5, we have Pirates. This theme started all the way back in 1989 and gave some really fantastic and creative sets like the Forbidden Island, all the different boats we can get, the El Dorado Fortress, as well as one of my favorite all-time LEGO sets, which is the Black Seas Barracuda, which is just a fantastic looking pirate ship. We got tons and tons of iconic characters like Captain Redbeard, a bunch of pirates and different Imperial soldiers. I think Pirates is a perfect theme for LEGO to bring back because we can just look at through all the different years and there's so many different boats and different ports and fortress builds that they've made and they all look so fantastic. My personal favorite thing about pirate sets is definitely these ships they have. Like I said, the Barracuda or the Skull Eyes Schooner. There's just so many different and creative builds that they can do with this theme. And there was slight good news for this theme that last year we did actually see the release of a new El Dorado Fortress, which was a remake of the original. So I'm kind of hoping LEGO continue this trend and we'll see more remakes of old sets, especially the old ships. Coming in before we have the Vikings theme, which was introduced back in 2005. This theme didn't last very long, but gave some really impressive sets. My favorites being the Viking ship as well as the Viking fortress. Another great thing about this theme was how it used Nordic mythology, so we got lots of different dragons, the Midgard serpent, and Fenris's wolf. We also got tons and tons of different characters and really cool molds. I love all the different Viking helmets and their weapons. So it was a really fun and creative theme, and it's a shame that we didn't get more sets because what we did get were really, really great. And kind of similar to the Pirates theme, we did get a small revival last year with the Viking Village, which is a really great looking set. And I'm hoping that we also get more sets like this, especially a Viking longboat. Coming in number 3, I thought it'd be fun to do a more modern theme, and that theme's going to be Monster Fighters. This theme started all the way back in 2012 and only lasted for one wave. This was a really fun and creative wave, and the premise for the wave was pretty much just hunting down classic movie monsters. We got sets including the Swamp Creature, the Mummy, a werewolf, vampire, and ghosts. And not only did the sets give us some really great, fantastic monsters, we also got some really fun and creative sets. Lots of wacky and over the top vehicles like the Vampire Hearse, as well as some really great looking larger sets like the Vampire Castle and the Haunted House. So the theme had a perfect blend of really cool display sets like the larger sets, as well as some really fun smaller sets. And all the minifigures just look so good. All the horror monsters look amazing. Coming at number 2, we have the Adventures theme, which was released all the way back in 1998. And pretty much the premise plan of it was a gang of different adventurers led by Johnny Thunder, and they went through all these different adventures. We started off in Egypt, went to the jungle, and we had like dinosaurs and even the Orient Expedition. And that's what made this film so interesting and great, is that there's so many different locations and really cool builds, as well as different characters popping up as you go all over the world. So it's just so much creativity and so much diversity in this theme, which is what made it so fun and interesting. Which is why I think this film would be so amazing if it came back, because every different wave could focus on a different part of the world, different part of history. It'd also be really great for children to get them interested in history as well. Coming in at number 1, you can probably guess what it's going to be, and it is Bionicle. This theme started all the way back in 2001 and was the first LEGO theme that I ever collected. Now, there's tons of crazy lore about Bionicles in different video game, movies, books, and there's just so much to this world. But I must admit that when I was younger, I kind of just saw these really cool looking robot creatures, and I would just say, I want the red one, I want the green one, I want the blue one. So when I was a kid, I just kind of saw them as cool different colors. But there's tons of really great and fantastic builds. I love all their different original masks, all the fun different weapons. And there's just something about Bionicles which is just so iconic and it's just something which was so fun to collect. And I don't think since this film ended, there's been like another buildable construction figure which has kind of hit that spot. And I think it's a real shame that the Bionicles line ended because it was definitely one of my favorites to collect. And I am hopeful that one day we may see like an anniversary wave. But that'll do it for the 10 themes that I think should return. Now let me know which themes would you love to return. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.